Welcome back to 30 at 6. I'm here with Rio LaCour and Dexter from the Sanctuary Animal Rescue right in Northeast. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, good. Thanks for having me. A little wiggle worm. Okay,
yeah.
that's it. Good, everybody. Oh
So
my goodness.
first, tell us a little bit about Sanctuary Animal Rescue. What is your focus?
Well, Sanctuary, we actually, we first started doing this back in 1989.
Oh, wow.
So we've got over 30 years of it.
Wow.
We focus mainly on feral cats, specifically on kittens, TNRs, trap, neuter, release. Trying to help keep the feral populations under control.
Right.
We take in babies like Dexter here, and we kind of teach them how to know that people aren't so bad, and get them, spay and neuter, get them their shots, make sure they're healthy, and then we try to find them forever homes.
Yeah.
So it reduces the populations that are outside.
So given that you've had so many years of experience doing this, can you speak to why the feral cat population is so large in Cecil County?
Well, to tell you the truth, there's a number of factors. We work in a lot of areas that are a lot of high turnover for rentals and so forth. And I find that when people have to make priorities, pets get kind of low on the totem pole.
Right.
And if you find yourself evicted, having to move, having to make certain choices, the pet kind of gets the short end of the stick on that one. And people think, well, the cat will be fine. They're a cat, dunk, and they put them outside because they figure they'll hunt, they'll figure it out. A cat's been raised indoors its whole life.
It's
not that easy.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
Yeah. So how do you work with, I know you work with several other organizations around the county to spay and neuter. How does that work?
Well, usually what I do is people will bring me babies. They'll call me up. They'll be like, hey, we got bottle babies or there's kittens or what have you. And sometimes we can just scoop them up. Sometimes we have to go out with humane traps. And then I'll just contact a lot of the other groups. I work with a number of veterinarians, and I work with a number of other organizations. And we just kind of I go, okay, I've got 5 males and 3 females. And many of these groups, they'll have grants. They'll have, like a slots for their opening where they're doing the TNRs too. And it just kind of helps add into their numbers, and it helps give them the grant money. You know what I mean? If you don't use the grant money, then you lose the grant money.
Yeah.
And so it kind of helps with getting them fixed. And as I catch them, sometimes I trap for the other organizations because I'm in the areas that they aren't. So sometimes I can do that. And it's look, compared to a lot of the other ones, I'm a really small group. Literally, I'm my capacity is like 15 cats. Okay, as opposed to say the SPCA, because I think they can hold a few hundred. I think if they really pushed it. So mine is kind of more of a hub, of a way station, than anything really long term.
But it's not, I think you mentioned earlier you've had 1,000 cats.
Oh, probably more than that if I really counted it. In 30 years, I mean, we've had a lot of cats come through, and not just cats. I mean,
right? Yeah.
We've had just about everything. Name it, it's probably been to Sanctuary. We've had, we take in dogs. We've had guinea pigs, ferrets, lizards, exotic birds. Fish. I actually had a rescue aquarium once.
Oh, wow.
That was a strange story. The people got evicted, and they had a fish tank I got left behind full of fish.
Yeah.
And the sheriff's office was nice enough to let me go in and get the fish tank. So I'd rescue fish for a while.
Were you able to rehome those, or did you keep them?
They stayed with us. Yeah. They just sort of lived out their lives with us, however long little fishies live. But they did pretty good. The cats loved it, so that worked out. The only thing we don't take is livestock. We can't take things like horses, things like that, because we don't have the space and we don't have the licensing.
Yeah.
But again, working with other groups, I can refer people.
Right.
I had a call one time for someone that wanted me to come pick up a donkey and a flock of ducks, and I'm like, I won't be doing that. But I was able to refer them over to another rescue group that was able to take them all in.
Oh, okay. That's good. Tell us about Dexter.
Well, Dexter here is about 4 months old. He came to Sanctuary about a month ago, a little longer maybe. He was him and his sisters, which is Holly and Molly. They came from a horse farm out in Fairhill. They found the babies in the stables, but no mama. And so they contacted me and brought them out to me. So they've been with me, and they've grown and gotten big and gotten spoiled. And they're just about old enough now to go through their spay neuters and get their shots and be ready to go. So these guys will be ready for adoption, pretty soon. And him and his sisters will be able to go to forever homes.
Great. So on that note, how can people learn more about your organization and the cats that are up for adoption?
Okay, well, we are on Facebook. We are on Facebook as the Maryland Defenders. That is kind of our umbrella sort of corp. That's what we're LLC'd as. You can look us up on Facebook as Maryland Defenders. You can also find us on Instagram as Sanctuary Animal Rescue.
Okay.
You can also follow, we have a mascot. Our mascot is Padfoot. And Padfoot has his own Facebook page. So you can always follow Padfoot, because Padfoot posts about all the little guys that come through, because Padfoot wants all the toys and all the space. So see, he figures the faster he gets these guys out of there, the better off he's going to be.
Yeah.
Don't trust him.
And do you have a website?
Yes, we do have a website. It's a really long address. I have to look at my card to remember what it is, but
best to find you on social media.
Yeah, the social media is usually the best way to get a hold of me, because I monitor the Facebook pretty frequently as well as the Instagram.
Okay, cool. So Sanctuary Animal Rescue if you're looking on Facebook or Instagram for those at home. Well, Rio, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you and Dexter. Rio LaCour runs Sanctuary Animal Rescue in Northeast.